I was playing with my buttons and I forgot I hit the wrong one. Hey
Oh,
guys,
playing with your
welcome to the
buttons.
Gig Economy Podcast, episode 190. We got Gabe and Larry tonight. Uber and Lyft delayed their poll out, and of course, Mark, with the first joke of the night, said something. Your dad pulled a delayed his, or your dad pulled what? Your dad pulled delayed his pull out. Okay, he typed that wrong, and then I said, Mark, I don't know my dad, and then that was it. So I was trying to be funny with that, but I was gonna say something gross, but I guess I won't. So, how you guys doing tonight?
Doing well. We
Good.
are here, ready to go.
No, don't
Oh, yeah.
lie. You're sick, Larry. Don't even lie. You're not doing well.
Those rosy cheeks give it away.
Yeah.
I always have rosy cheeks. I have rosacea.
Well, what does that include? Your rosy forehead?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, everybody's like, "Oh man, did you go get it? Were you in the sun? Were you on a trip down to Florida?" I'm like, no, just my rosacea.
Okay, so we tried to be funny. That's
Or
two
that, or I've
tried
been
to do, and then
drinking heavily. One of the two.
Larry brings down the room with his autoimmune disorder. Anyways, go to gigeconomyshow.com for all things gig related. You can find a lot of news there, newsletters, those kind of things. I want to mention our Patreon members: Samson, Steve, Bud, Omar, Delivery Cats, Jamie, Frank, Nate, John, Tom, Jim. Thank you guys so much for supporting the show. If you'd like to support the show, there's two options on doing that. As soon as I get to the picture, I wasn't ready. Go to patreon.com/the GigEcon podcast. Each month you get it at the $10 tier, you get an extra podcast a month. At the third month, you get a t-shirt, and you also get ad-free episodes. And the $5 tier, you get pre-ramble banter, which, what did we talk about before we started? I don't know. There was no tech issues, so that's good. Usually all my last pre-rambles is Larry has tech problems, but it was caused by Jason. So anyways, check that out. Gig Economy Show. Nope. Or you can get it to gigeconomyshow.com, patreon.com/the Gig Econ podcast. And of course, the Telegram group where we talk about our feelings and make sure everyone isn't butthurt. No, we don't do that. We talk about gig work and just, it's kind of a community page. As you all know, it gets a little lonely being a gig worker. And sometimes it's good to have some online friends. Even though Larry and I met online and Gabe and I met online, we've actually met in person. So
we have.
Yep.
We have.
Larry's my buddy.
That's right.
But there are a lot of people on there that I've never met in person, but they feel like friends. So check the links in the description for all those fun things. And then we got stories of the road. I have no stories. Did Comic-Con over the weekend, the spring show for Grand Rapids, which is a little bit smaller show. Wasn't very successful in earning extra money. I was a little disappointed with that, but it is what it is. I had a fun time and nobody died. How about you, Larry?
Yeah, so I haven't driven a lot. My son was staying with us recovering from surgery, but did drive Thursday night and was trying to wrap up a Lyft bonus. Getting toward the end of the night, needed 2 more rides. So like, I'm going to finish these 2 more rides out. It wasn't huge. It was like a $55 bonus. And, but I was just 2 rides away. So like, all right, I'm going to get these 2 rides. So pick up a guy from a frat party, literally going less than a mile. He was going to the street perpendicular or parallel to the one we were on. Had taken the stop sign, make a right, make another right up the street, pulled into his parking lot. And all of a sudden I hear him trying to open my door. Of course, my door's locked when the car's in drive. So hit the unlock real quick. He's flinging open the door, and as he's getting out, here it starts puking.
Oh,
so I was like, "Oh, you got to be kidding me, dude!" So he stumbles into his apartment. He doesn't care, but luckily, it wasn't bad. He didn't get up in the windowsill where it goes down. You got to take the door panel off and all that kind of stuff. It just kind of got a little bit down the armrest. And then like there's a little pocket underneath the armrest where you can put stuff, and got a little bit in there. So luckily I keep stuff to clean it up. So cleaned it up real well. I was like, nah, I've just got 1 more ride now. By God, I'm doing this ride.
Yeah. At least roll down the windows.
I did. I cleaned it up, man. I drove around for about 5 minutes with the windows down. And then I got lucky and ended up picking up the lady who's going to work at a FedEx place, which is about, 2-3 miles down the road past my house. So that worked out real well. Ended up getting the bonus and got $80 for the puke and got the $55 bonus. So ended up doing like $335 that night, which was really good.
It's when you need that fragrant stuff that Jason had.
I know I need to get some of that stuff because I have a real good air freshener, but it doesn't do much. And it's like when you get a strong smell like that.
Yeah.
So I need to order some of that for sure.
I forgot the name of it. Now that, do you remember, Gabe? It's literally in my car and I use it when I Uber. I forgot it. Something funk. Funk-a-free, Funk-away.
Funk-away, I thought.
Something like that.
Gotta be funk. Funkless Fair. Funkless Fair.
There we go.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna order some of that for sure and keep in the car because that would have come in handy.
Honestly, don't order the big bottle because I didn't. They sent me a bottle, but it's so big and it like takes up a lot of space. And
I don't need much because, like I said, I use Drift. If you've never tried Drift, it's a subscription air. Air freshener.
It's that wood block, right?
It's a little wood block, yeah, and they soak it in essential oils, and it's a different fragrance every month, and it's like I don't know, $11 a month. I get more compliments on how nice my car smells.
Really?
All the time, people all the time. And it's not overpowering. It's not super sweet. It always smells natural, but they have really, really good different scents every month. So
it does smell good when I rode in Larry's car. Yeah.
Do you feel like it lasts the full month?
I mean, I get used to it because I'm in the car all the time. And so like, I'm thinking, oh man, it's run out. And then my wife will get in and they're like, or somebody will get in the car like, oh, your car smells so good. So it's hard for me to, I can definitely tell it's stronger a little bit at the beginning of the month than it is, but it does.
Yeah.
I think it lasts,
I always call it, we get nose blind to it because we're
used to we do. Yeah. Yeah. Cause I'll get in, I'll swear it's completely gone. My wife will get in and she's like, oh no, I can smell it. It's fine. So,
I'll have to check that out. I've seen it advertised everywhere.
Yeah. I'll send you. I've got like a QR code or like a link, referral link or something. I'll send.
Why aren't they a sponsor?
Not a sponsor yet.
Do you feel the $80 was fair from what Lyft gave you?
Oh, I thought it was. Yeah, I thought it was more fair. Like I said, it wasn't even a large amount, really. Okay. He just got some on the door, a little bit on the side of the seat. I've got leather seats, so that wipes up real easily.
Yeah.
It took me maybe, I don't know, I probably spent 10, 15 minutes just cleaning up everything real good, and then another 5-10 minutes driving around airing it out.
See, that's why I don't miss driving at night. I don't miss the chance of having a puker.
Yeah. And he didn't even really, I should always be on my caution, but after a while, it's easy to let your guard down. He didn't look like he was, like super wasted or anything, just, picking him up and got in. Next thing I know, I hear that trying to open my car door. And immediately what it is, but it's too late by then.
How good have we gotten, at least for, in, daytime driving too, but hitting that unlock button, because somebody tries to bail out before you even hit park, and you're like, exactly where.
Hit that unlock in half a second.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I'm glad it wasn't too bad for you.
Yeah, no, not too bad. So I just ended up getting home later because I had to take my son to Nashville the next day. So I was planning on getting home early that night. Ended up getting home and getting to bed like at 4:00. Had to be back up at 7:30 to take him to Nashville. So
man,
short sleep, but came home, took a nap.
Cool. Any stories from you, Gabe, at all?
I had the rider who cussed out this guy who had road rage. Like, I've never seen a rider get so upset with somebody. And usually I don't like when people yell stuff from my car at other cars. Or, or we've had those people late night pickups where they get in a fight and they run to your car and try and get in real quick. And you're like, nope, I'm not getting involved.
Yeah.
But this guy, he was being a dick and he kept beeping his horn. And finally, like, she was like, who is that? And she's like turning around and I'm like, oh, some old guy. I don't even know. He's just impatient. And we get up and we turn and then he whips and there's 2 lanes. It goes to 2 lanes and somebody goes over because they were in front of him and he like goes to whip, but they're in front of him and he's just laying on it. She rolls down the window. She is just going off. She was like, why do you gotta ruin everybody's fucking day? And she's like yelling. And I'm just like, is this really happening right now? Like, go off. It's okay. Like, usually I'll say, hey, unlock the windows. But no, like, he deserved it. It was great. Yeah, it was good. It was good that I wasn't, because usually when I'm by myself, you guys know in the Telegram, I'll be talking, and then all of a sudden, I was like, motherfucking, like, I'm cussing up a storm because somebody just like pulled out in front of me. So it was nice that I wasn't the one having the issues. It was the rider.
That is kind of fun when they do that. I've had one or two riders do that. Somebody will do something stupid, and I'll just kind of look at them, and the driver will be like, "Man, they're a stupid ass driver. What are they doing?" You're like, "Yeah, exactly."
It's like me. I can relate in a small way with my school bus kids, because when the buses get next to when they're leaving, they roll the window out and they're like,
Yeah.
I'm like, knock it off. They're not usually cussing, hopefully not, but yeah, I've had that a few times. I'm like, hey, let's cool it. We don't need somebody coming and beating my car because you lipped off to them. But that's usually at night. I never really had it happen during the day.
Yeah, it was like 3, 4 in the afternoon, and I'm just like, I didn't even care because I was kind of over and beeping. He was behind me beeping, and I had 2 people in front of me still trying to turn. And then she's like, "Where are you gonna go? You can't go anywhere." And I'm like, "Okay." He's a college student, so
right. Albert must be a listener because of the nachos last week. He said he had a woman spill her sweet tea. It wasn't nachos, but still. Well, thankfully the nachos weren't spilled in my car, but I'm definitely glad that I did not allow him to drive in my car. But sweet tea that's rough too, because it's
so sticky. Yeah.
You'll never get rid of it. You'll find that forever. You'll clean it out in 2 years and you're like, why is this sticky? Oh yeah.
But at least it doesn't smell.
That's true.
Yeah.
Nachos would smell for a while.
That cheese.
Oh, gross.
Got there about an 85-degree day. Get that cheese going.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Lovely.
From under the seat.
Ooh. Travis says he's going on a road trip in a few weeks. Guys, have any ideas? Well, I can't.
Depends on where you are.
Yeah, I can't quite remember. I want to say he's East Coast, but I could be wrong. Don't go to Connecticut because that's where Jimothy is. He was bragging about his Domino's job that he has, which sounded pretty sweet. But
no, he's bragging about his car.
Yeah, his car,
his Volt.
His Volt. All right. Before we get into gig economy in the news, I just want to again thank Kim for sponsoring the show. Kim with Side Money Plans, a new podcast. She has been a YouTuber for a long time, has tons of subscribers, and just provides great content. Go to the link in the description. Look up Kim Side Money Plans anywhere you get podcasts and download her show. He's in Syracuse, New York. Oh yeah, that's right. Going cross country. Wow.
I'm a big fan of the Pacific Northwest.
Pacific Northwest.
Yeah.
That
Washington,
would be a nice
Oregon.
Trip.
Oh yeah.
I'm a big fan of Grand Rapids.
Yeah, stay away from.
You don't go anywhere.
That's right.
Colorado's nice, but stay away from Denver. They're as Steve will tell you, they're already overcome with immigrants. And I saw yesterday where they're defunding their part of their police department to pay more money for the immigrants.
That's got to be fake news.
Not defunding it completely, but they're taking money away.
Let's not get on that topic.
I knew you would love it if I started down that road.
I don't know why you did, and I was about ready to kick you from the studio. Oh, you mother effer. All right, moving on. As we know, I mean, we are not a daily show, so a lot of this stuff, I don't really care that it's late, but we haven't talked about it yet. But Uber and Lyft delay their plans to leave Minneapolis. They've extended it. Larry broke it actually on Steve's show last Thursday. They had a council meeting and they decided to push it to July 1st instead of May 1st. They didn't really give much reason. So I don't know.
Well, I think they said they wanted another platform to have more time.
Oh, is that what it was? Like,
yeah.
This article I'm reading doesn't really say anything. So.
Like I had a writer from there and they were talking to me about it and what my thoughts were. And they said that, some cities are built up where it's easy to get to places, but there's a lot of places around there that are not on the bus line. Mm-hmm. There was a news crew, I think they did a research project where they were trying to go between the two cities and they finally were able to get to the one, but they weren't able to get back. Like they tried for an hour and a half to get a request.
Wow.
So I think that's the problem. We have a lot of people that rely on that Uber and Lyft for transportation. And, we've talked about this the last time I think I was on. There's no company that's in the amount of time so quickly going to be able to set something up and have everything ironed out to where it would run smoothly.
So I guess it does make sense for them to delay it a little bit then, if they're really they really know, I mean, what they've reported that they really are going to pull out. So they're like, well, let's delay it for a couple more months so that we can, because we're not going to back down. So maybe we need to get somebody in here.
Well,
yeah, it could go both ways, or they could be putting it off to try to give it more time to work out a deal, with Lyft and Uber. But it does have the side effect of giving these other companies time to get their their ducks in a row.
Well, they were talking about too, like possibly meeting, like negotiating. They were talking about that in the article too.
Well, what's weird is they've created this like, nope, this is what the rate's going to be, blah blah blah. It's almost a little late for negotiation, and you know what I mean. Like, I guess they could change it, but like, I don't know. It's you would think they would want to do the negotiation before they're like, nope, it's going to be $15.57 an hour and blah 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 blah. But I guess that's what I would try to do.
They've kind of drawn a line in the sand.
Yeah, they kind of have. I mean, they can do anything, I guess.
Sure.
Bring it back, but it just seems odd. But I don't know. Well, I guess we get a break from talking about Minneapolis or Minnesota. But rideshare warrior, ooh, that's hard to say. Uber and Lyft are negotiating with the state of Minnesota to get around Minneapolis. I mean, I'm sure there's something going on. Albertson, Central North Carolina, Greensboro, North Carolina, home of the non-tipper. Hey, we're all home of the non-tippers. Like, you're nothing special, Albert.
No doubt. Traveler said he's going to go to Oregon via Grand Rapids, maybe Bowling Green on the way back.
And yeah, that sounds great. I mean, I only said Grand Rapids because I don't like to travel, so that's where I'm at.
I'll swing by in the when the picnic's scheduled.
Yeah, September 14th. I think.
You go.
All right, Larry.
Yeah, so this is a we're going to show a TikTok about we've talked about bait tipping before, where people will offer a tip to get their food delivered, and then some of the apps allow them to take that tip away after the delivery, and that's what happens on this video. So we'll show it and then we'll talk about it a little bit.
It like took away my whole pay on the thing.
I changed the tip because when you go in there, they want me to give you $35 as a tip. I can't afford that.
Yeah, that's fine.
So I changed it to $14.
Okay.
So what's the problem? I do that all the time.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
What's the problem? I do it all the time.
There's no dissecting the video. That's literally tip baiting. That's
$35 to $14.
Yeah, they should put that in the Urban Dictionary of tip baiting, and then that lady's video.
Put her picture.
Picture. But did you notice? She said, "You guys charged me $35 to go in there."
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe she's misunderstanding what the charge. I don't know. It seems like she kind of. I mean, she obviously knows enough to reduce it,
right?
So
it sounds like she's been doing it for a little bit,
right? I find that funny because I'd be like, no, we don't. You select your tip before you place your order. I'd call them out.
Yeah.
Well, she sounded 100, but obviously knows how to reduce it.
Yeah, but people are so. I have people that do the ride baits, so they want to go long distance.
No.
And then you select it, right? And then I had it happen. I pulled up, and then it was like, change destination. And she gets in the car, and I go to swipe it, and I'm like, 57 minutes? Are you kidding me right now?
Yeah. Oh, so they swipe it to a small ride and then change it to a big one?
Yeah.
Oh, I could see it going the other way, thinking that you're going to get a good ride a little longer, and then they change it to they're going to the CVS.
Oh, no, they change it to the short because they want somebody to grab it, and then they change it as soon as you get there, and you're like,
I've had people change or add a stop, because now it tells you if it's multi-stop, and I won't pick them up. I've had people do that.
I cancel it.
Yeah.
So I had one. So I told you how Kentucky rates are so much more than the Tennessee rates per mile. So I picked up a guy in Franklin, which sits on the Kentucky Tennessee state line. So I picked him up And it was a short trip. I didn't know where it was going. I just knew it was a short trip. Well, he had me take him from there across the state line to a rest stop. And then when we got there, he's like, hey, now I'm going to add my ride to Nashville because it's so much cheaper. And I'm like, oh, no, sorry, man. I'm not going to Nashville on Nashville rates. I'm not doing that.
It's pretty smart that he's figured that
yeah,
out.
He's figured out. He's a truck
Mm.
driver. He does it a lot. But I'm like, hey, I'm sorry, but it's not worth for me to do that on Nashville rates. I'm not doing that.
Man, that's interesting.
Passengers are ballsy.
Yeah.
Especially if they use it a lot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Cause he's like, it's so much cheaper if I get the ride to Nashville from here. I was like, yeah. And it's so much more I don't make. So I'm not doing it.
So what happened? He was done and that was it?
He got out and he ordered another ride.
Okay.
I turned around and went back to Bowling Green.
I mean, how much more could it possibly be though?
It could be, I know it's about $35 difference.
Well, that's quite a bit.
To tank of gas.
Yeah. Albert says, what's worse, getting $1 tip or no tip?
No tip. I'll take $1 tip over no tip.
Me too.
Yeah, $1 adds up.
I'll take that $1. I'll even send the thanks on
I think
on the app.
Yeah, I've always thanked them for tips.
I mean, I'm annoyed with it, but I mean, I'm still gonna take $1. I mean, if someone's walking down the street and hands you $1, are you not gonna take it? You're gonna take that thing.
I mean, if it's $1 on an hour trip, I'm not gonna be thrilled. But if it's $1 on a $5 trip, I'm more than happy.
Yeah, it all adds up, right?
That.
Yeah, it all goes into the same account, whether it's $1 or $1.50. So, let's see. Okay, Gabe, this is a little bit longer video. I don't know if we'll be able to get through it, but you want to set it up for us?
Oh, hold on. we didn't walk through that.
Well,
you can share it and I'll tell you. So, we've all had those annoying, rude passengers that say stuff and have no filter. So this driver, he kind of lets her have it.
I don't know though. When we watch it, I'm not sure. I think the driver's a little weird too. I'm not gonna lie, but we'll watch it, see if we can get through some of it, and then go from there.
Sir, you do know that your time is not changed. It's 4:25, not 3:25.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You don't have to talk to the map. I can't hear you when you do that. No, this guy has a mask on. I can't hear a thing that he says. No!
I need the mask to protect myself.
He needs a mask to protect himself. Like, okay, the coronavirus is around, so everybody has to do this. It's ridiculous. All you have to do is sanitize. Be clean. Do you want me to ask him? He asked me why you have that specific mask on. Because it's not like the hospital mask at all.
Did you know how many people died with the mask they have? I mean, this is a better mask for me. I mean, I like this mask. So, yeah.
He just likes the mask. That's why he has it on. You got your meeting? All right, well, I'll just talk to you when I get there.
All right, I can't take it anymore because there's weird talking underneath it, and it's only in one ear, so it's driving me crazy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Video.
So I'm not trying to get kicked off YouTube, but that mask looks like you were gonna screw a dildo on the end of it and you're gonna do something with it. I'm just saying that I mean, I don't have one of those, but I've seen some of that. Didn't it kind of look like that? Like it was like some sort of like sex mask or something? No,
it was a heavy duty mask. Heavy duty
mask.
Heavy duty. Not wanting to get COVID for sure mask.
Right. It was even hard to even know that he had like some sort of like device there. I don't know. The video wasn't great, but But basically, yeah, he was frustrated, or she was frustrated with him wearing the mask because of the COVID thing. And
he was frustrated because his clock was off. She was frustrated with this, that, and the other.
Yeah.
Right.
And further in, she's like, take it off. You're making me nervous. I'm scared.
Yeah. So, as a new driver, especially we've got a new driver in our group, Doug. And he needs all the help he can get. And when you have situations like that, you're more than welcome to continue the ride, but it's probably best that you just cancel it. The problem is if you get committed to that ride and you've already made let's say it's a 30-minute ride and you're 20 minutes in. If you cancel it, you're only getting the cancel fee,
Well,
right?
don't cancel it. Just end it.
End it. Well, then they can rate you.
Yeah,
So
but you
got-
can contact Uber.
True.
If you cancel it, I don't know if you'll get.
Yeah, I know. To me, I don't know. I'm always worried about the rating, although I don't know why I am.
Yeah.
But
Why? Where
I was like, why are you worried? Because you can do everything right, and somebody can just be an asshole.
I
be an
know.
asshole.
Yeah.
That's true. I guess I shouldn't worry about that. But
And now you know what? I started that med, and I've been masking.
Mhm.
Because it lowers my, suppresses my immune system. So I've been wearing a mask in my car, and at the end of the day, I'm giving you a ride. As long as you're getting picked up and you're getting to where you need to go, it's really none of the passengers, business on why I'm wearing a mask.
100%.
And he didn't say anything to make her feel uncomfortable. You could tell as you watch it, he got frustrated because she wouldn't stop, and he told her to stop talking to him. But
nothing triggers more people than a fucking mask. I'm like,
telling you.
God dang, that whole event through the pandemic, like nothing triggers a grown ass man, well, in this case, a woman, with someone wearing a mask that literally affects you.
Or someone not wearing a mask. Just depends on what side they're on, because they get them. You get them both way.
Oh,
Some people will
for
just
sure.
lose their mind because you're wearing one, and other people lose their shit because you're not wearing one.
Yeah. It's like, you do yourself.
Exactly.
Put them on, you don't put them on.
Maybe I need to start wearing a mask, Abe. I won't have this red face and this cough.
you know what? You can clean and you can sanitize your car. I go every day. I wipe stuff down. But like, you get people in that are, and they're like, oh, it's just allergies. And I'm like,
Yeah, ever since the pandemic, when somebody coughs, and I have a small, I'm just finishing up a little cold too, but when somebody hacks and you're just like,
oh yeah, give them the evil eye.
And it's not even the COVID. It's just like, I think what really opened our eyes with COVID is how much the air particles really spread flu and all that.
Much we're breathing everybody else's junk.
Yeah, it really opened my eyes to like, holy shit, there's a lot floating around here.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Albert said, did Larry finally go to the doctor? Yeah, you were on an antibiotic, right?
I did, yeah. I was on. They put me on prednisone and something else for about a week, and my sore throat went away. The congestion went away. But I don't know. I just can't get it. I got this little tickle in my throat. A little bit. It feels like a little bit of drainage, and sounds like I'm losing my voice. But I feel fine. I feel
that's good.
100%.
You should use a nasal spray.
I don't get hooked on that stuff.
I'm not saying snort it.
That's aspirin. Okay, moving on, Larry. We have this. This
is a sad story. This is a really, really messed up story from up in Ohio. So apparently there's an 81-year-old man, and he had been getting a bunch of spam calls to his phone. And it irritates me at my age. I can imagine when I'm 81 how much it's going to piss me off to have some spam guy wasting my time when I've got very little left, And so I'm sure this is irritating. So he was getting frustrated. Well, these spammers had called him and said, hey, like one of your relatives, like his grandson or something, was in trouble and he needed to send money. Well, they did. They used Uber Connect. And so they called an Uber Connect ride to go pick up this package from his house that was supposed to contain this money. So this Uber driver, she didn't know what was going on. All she knew, she was supposed to go pick up this package at this guy's house. She's 61 years old. Well, she gets there. This guy pulls a gun on her because he thinks she's in on this scam. So they go back and forth, and ended up being an altercation. He wouldn't let her leave. She finally tried to get in her car. He ended up shooting her like 3 times and killing her. Apparently, he had injuries around his head too. So I don't know if she got some, if she tried to hit him and get away. You see a little bit of the dash cam footage of them.
Yeah, I do have video.
He's got this gun that looks like it's from 1940. But it's just a very sad situation. So now he's charged with murder because he shot this person, and he had no proof they were doing anything wrong. He never called the police until after he had shot her 3 times.
All right, we can watch the video. I'll show a little
Okay.
bit of the dash cam.
To the horrific, deadly shooting of a 61-year-old Uber driver. Authorities say she had no idea that the homeowner she was doing a pickup for had been called by scammers and was told that the Uber driver was in on it all. They say the homeowner then shot and killed that Uber driver. Here's Alex Perez.
Tonight, Ohio authorities say both people in this video, the man with the gun and the woman, an Uber driver, were scammed last month with deadly consequences. 81-year-old William Brock charged in the murder of 61-year-old Uber driver Lolitha Hall. Authorities say Brock had received calls from scammers telling him a relative had been arrested, demanding $12,000 for bail, telling him a driver would stop by to pick up a package with the money. Authorities believe the same scammers directed that Uber driver to pick up a package at Brock's home without telling her what they had told the homeowner. Hall had no idea what she was walking into when she arrived. Brock then confronting her at gunpoint.
I was threatened that she was going to come and kill me.
Hall frantic.
Yes, I know what you're after.
Investigators say Brock took her cell phone, and when she tried to get in her car to get to safety, Brock stopped her from leaving, shooting her 3 times, later calling 911.
Well, I shot her in the leg the first time, and I shot her in the shoulder.
Hall later died. In a statement, Uber saying this is a horrific tragedy and banning the account of the individual who made the request.
And David, authorities say they cannot stress enough law enforcement will never solicit cash. That should always be a red flag. David?
Alex Perez, just a horrible story tonight. Alex, thank you.
Oh, it's so messed up because
it is so messed up on so many.
The guy, levels. I mean, he's obviously old. The gun's old. He's old. Whatever. But clearly, she was not a threat. She's like crying and walking away. Like it's just.
But it makes it sound like apparently maybe the people who had called him told him that she was in on it.
Yeah.
And so like, this lady's here, she's going to come to pick up the money and you need to do what she says. And so I think that's what put him into the mind of, I'm going to take control of the situation.
Yeah, but he could have stood between her and her door and held the gun there and called the cops.
Yeah. He could have called the cops before they ever got there.
Why people, Game makes a good point. Why people go out of their home when there's a weird situation? Like that's the last thing I'm going to do is go busting out. Right. Like if somebody's like, at my door trying to break in or breaking into my car, I might open the door and yell out, but I'm not going running after them. I'm not a fucking idiot. Like, I don't understand why people's first reaction is running out and confronting. I know they feel slighted and they feel like they need to defend their property. I mean, obviously if they come inside, it's a different story, but I don't know why he decided to go outside.
I just, what this sets up the stage for is that anybody can set up an account. Like they don't do checks. Like we as drivers, I even had a writer say, well, you know who you're picking up, right? And I go, do you know how many times? I go, your picture doesn't pop up on Uber. She's like, well, why do we have to set a profile picture then? I go, I don't know. I don't see it.
It's a good question.
And then she's like, oh, and she's like, so you could pick up. I said, ma'am, I've picked up somebody named Cheese, Little Hot Asian. Big
Daddy G.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Anybody can create an account. They can get kicked off and set up another one.
Yeah. There definitely needs to be more vetting. I don't even know what that means. Really, what it should be is if you aren't the account owner, you shouldn't ride. I know they set up those accounts now where you can be a guest of somebody, but I mean that's getting a little bit better. But still, the guest is my boo. It's not like
my wifey.
Yeah, side piece. I love your wifey. You obviously love your wifey, but that doesn't help me in the field.
Yeah, I haven't seen side piece yet. I'd be like, oh, are you side piece A?
Can you imagine?
Oh,
that would be crazy. Side piece. But back to this other story. Just like, why do people go out? Like, I get it. The guy was confused and he thought he was going to get scammed and all that stuff. But man, I mean, he should be charged with murder. It's almost like swatting.
He is. Yeah, he is. I think he was charged with murder.
But I was going to say, I know he was, but if they find out who ordered the Uber and
for sure. Oh yeah.
They should be charged too.
No doubt. Yeah, no doubt they should be charged as well. Whoever set that up, because they've just run.
I'll be honest with you. I do like that we do offer rides to underprivileged people.
Mhm.
But he makes a good point. I think if you're the owner, it needs to match the credit card of that account. Like that is just how it works. Like at least do that much just to get a little bit of a trail of somebody. But it's like Gabe said, it's the wild, wild west out there. I mean,
It is, yeah, and they're not going to change it because they want to give
want the
anybody.
money.
They want the money. Whoever, they don't care because they're getting paid. That's the bottom line.
I feel like it happens more during the day, but I bet a third, maybe this is wrong. Maybe a quarter of rides, it's not the person that ordered the account owner. It's somebody else, and maybe that's
about that. Or I've been seeing the guests now for like medical rides. It'll say guest.
Yeah, I've seen the guest even on non-medical rides, but that's just been probably in the last couple months for sure.
But again, it doesn't really verify. But at least it's
yeah.
Gabe, do you ever say, "Is this Honey Boo Boo?" Like,
oh yeah, I will.
When I got
and be like, "You don't look like a Susan."
Yeah, I'll ask. I'll be like, "Sean."
Yeah,
she's like,
well,
"Oh,
yeah,
that's my husband."
Yeah, but if it's a regular name, but if this said the guest name is Wifey, I'm like, "Are you Wifey?"
Yeah, I have. I'm like, "Wifey," and she starts laughing. She laughed. Yeah. That one I had for cheese, I was like, "Cheese," and he was like, "Yeah, that's my name." I was like, "Okay,
all right,
yeah, well, whatever. Each to his own, I guess. It doesn't bother me." Yeah, so he's going to be charged, but like it's sad all around. Like
it is.
Grandpa's going to prison, because
for the rest of his life, I imagine. He'll probably die in prison.
Yeah, I feel bad. It's so
say
bad.
Shoot out a tire before you aim for a leg.
Well, he said he shot her in the fucking leg. Just stop there. She's not going anywhere. I mean, she's 60.
That's probably when she hit him. I mean, he had said he had injuries up on his head and face.
Oh, I'd hit somebody too if they shot me for no reason.
Yeah.
Oh, so then that's probably why he shot her.
Said there was a struggle between them. It said that he had injuries to his head and an ear. So I imagine she went upside his head, or after he shot her the first time.
Yeah. Shit.
I mean, he could have just called the cops and said, "Hey, they're coming to get this. The scammer's coming to my house. Y'all need to be here."
Did it mention where it was? Ohio. Well, that's not even, I mean, it's a gun-toting state, but it's not like it's
South
like
Charleston,
Florida.
Ohio. Yeah,
it's not like it's Florida where it's stand your ground. If somebody sneezes wrong, you can put a bullet in their head and not be charged.
You cut me off in traffic, man. I'm taking you out.
All right, let's see this photo. I thought this was funny. A Lyft ride, a pickup note. Please don't leave. I fell into the bushes by back door. I'm like, ma'am, I am not going to leave because this sounds like you are having a rough fucking day. Like, it's weird that she had the wherewithal to type that out and in a relatively easy sentence too. Like it wasn't like it was chicken scratch, but apparently
that is funny.
I've
had a passenger I've had him fall in the bush after I dropped him off, but not before.
Gosh, yes. What did you say, Gabe? About
I said, how would you respond to that? Okay, do you need leave it at that, or do you need help?
I would say, do you need help? That would be my first, like, just to make sure she's okay.
You'd be like, I ain't got time for this shit. I'm out of here. F you.
I'd cancel. Damn it, Larry.
Hey, hi. Gabe and I were just talking. Like, I haven't been giving you enough shit like Jesper used to. I need to pick it up.
Yeah, you do. Because you're right. I definitely would have fucking done that. I was trying to be nice, but you're like, nah, you wouldn't. You would have canceled that.
He would have messed with me and be like, man, this is in the bush. I gotta wait. I ain't waiting.
You got time for that.
Mike, as soon as it's done, I'm canceling.
I got a quest to hit.
I'm trying to hit this bonus, man. I can get home before 11 o'clock. What are you talking about?
Oh yeah. Well, you're teasing both of us then, because both of us don't like to be out past 11, Gabe or me.
Oh man, this old man stays out all night, and y'all gotta get home and get your beauty rest.
Hey, I did it for 4 years.
I know. Y'all both put your time in.
I wouldn't make it now. I'm telling you, I'll go out and go. I'm like, all right, you guys, I'm out. I'm going to do a couple hours of driving. And then it's like 2 hours goes by. I'm like, all right, guys, I'm going home.
Well, the other night, I think it was Monday night. It was later at night. And I'm like, are you out fucking working? And I said that to Gabe. I think it wasn't super late, but it was still like 7 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, man, are you not done yet? So,
well, I took some time off during the day. So I was like, oh, I better get caught back up.
Travelers home by dark. Freaks come out by
I
night.
don't blame it. It gets interesting at night.
It does. It's funny because I'm usually tired. Like we'll be here, me and my wife be watching. We'll eat dinner and watching TV like Thursday night. She's like, "Oh, you going out?" And I'm like, man, I don't feel like it. I need to, but I don't feel like it. I'm tired. And then about 11, 12 o'clock, man, I'm wide awake.
Really?
Going strong.
See, I can never come home because if I come home, like if I work for a while and like I'm just gonna stop home and see what's up. Yeah, that's the kiss of death. My ass ain't going
You'd be
out.
going home at noon to take a nap.
Well, I had been out for 2 hours, so that's a lot of work. All right. Octopus tablet. You heard us talk about it. Check the link in the description. Basically, a tablet that they send you for free. You can earn up to $100 per month. Passengers love it. They get to play games, all that fun stuff. Follow March Madness. Well, that's done. But the playoffs are coming up for NBA. Well, not quite yet. They finish up in June. But what's playoffs now? Hockey playoffs starting? I don't know. But anyways. Yeah. Check out the tablet. Link is in the description. Why wouldn't you want to make an extra up to $100? They have great content. They give away a lot of money. I won $1,000 last year randomly. So, I mean, I never win shit. So I was pretty excited about that. But yeah, check it out. If you don't want to make extra money, then don't click on it. I don't know why you wouldn't. But anyways, Janet said she would then reply, "No worries. I'm canceling. Have called an ambulance. I have broken my leg." I don't know. She might not want to call the ambulance because the Uber would be cheaper or a Lyft would be cheaper.
Much cheaper.
Traveler saying, if I go home, I'm done. Yeah. Going home is the kiss of death unless you're really broke. And then, yeah. All right, Gabe, did you prepare for this next one?
Yeah.
I do have a picture for this one.
Yeah. So the rider does a shout out on tweet. His Uber driver apparently took a call. And broke up with his long distance girlfriend over the phone. I would never, unless it's an emergency, I don't take calls.
Yeah. The tweet says, "Shout the fuck out to my Uber driver last night who turned off the radio, asked if it's cool if I take a call, then broke up with his long distance girlfriend over the phone for the next 20 minutes. Wildest ride of my life. But ultimately, I think you both made the right choice." Yeah, because I mean, although are you only hearing one side? Did he put it on speakerphone though?
Like, that's just wrong.
Oh man,
that's just, like that poor girlfriend.
Yeah, don't you love it when your passengers have theirs on speakerphone?
Oh my god, it is the most
drives me crazy.
Oh, and then when they play their like I have my music on like low. Yeah, like it's on, but I mean whatever. If they take a call, I don't turn that shit down. Yeah. Like you're taking a call unless they ask. If they ask me to, I will turn it off. But like, or they play their video louder than what your music is.
I've noticed so many more people now that are watching like TV shows and stuff during their Uber rides. In the last 6 months, it has grown exponentially.
Where's your headphones? Don't you want headphones in? Like, why do you want to?
No, that's dangerous. It's dangerous driving with headphones in.
No, not you. I meant the passenger. Jeez. But I mean, like the audio is already shitty on your phone. Plug it in your headphones, then it's like, oh, it's perfect sound.
Exactly, but they don't, because I like I said, I have my radio. I keep it down low as well.
Yeah,
and if I hear them, if they're watching a show or something, I'll turn my radio all the way down because I'm like, I don't want to hear competing.
Oh, you'll turn yours down.
I turn down.
Yeah, I'll turn mine down because I don't want to hear both of them.
Yeah,
not so much for them as it is for me. But I don't know why. But that's happened. Like, you're on like a 5-10 minute ride. How much of this TV show are you really going to see in that?
Well, about as much as when you're on a 3-minute ride and they ask for a charger. Like every time they ask, I have every charger. I just say no.
Yeah, because I'm like, hook up to your Bluetooth so they can listen to their music for 2 minutes.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you listen to this terrible music.
I will say I ordered a ride for my daughter once, and she asked me. She said, "Dad, do you take calls when you're driving people around?" And I was like, "No, why?" She was like, "Oh, the lady who drove me was talking to her husband. She hung up on him." I was like, "Oh man." I'm like, "No, she shouldn't be."
That might have been the same thing. They might have just broke up right in front of her.
Yeah, I've never taken a call. I've never taken a call while I was driving.
Yeah. I think I have only if I I think maybe one time one of my kids called and they knew I was working, so I knew it had to be something that.
Yeah, if my daughter or wife
Emergency.
called,
Yeah.
I would
That's-
probably pick it up. But I mean,
Yeah.
I'm talking like any other calls.
Yeah, no, I don't take anything
No,
else.
I feel like yes, we're independent contractors, but we
Mhm.
should still have some level of professionalism.
Sure, for sure.
Well, that and just common decency. Like,
Yeah.
would you sit next to somebody at a park and have a phone conversation? No, that's just
No.
fucking rude.
Yeah.
Or would you play your video really loud sitting? I mean, you're literally sitting next to somebody.
Yeah.
You wouldn't do that. It's just plain fucking rude. So
Yeah.
all right. I'm gonna skip mine because it's stupid. Basically, Uber Eats driver delivers and damages the garage door and flees the scene. There's the whole fucking story. All right, Larry, Chicago taxi drivers can now accept Uber trips. Now, this is super unique for me. And I think in New York is the same way, possibly.
Yeah, they have similar. So they've tested this out in New York, San Francisco, and Washington, D.C., and now they're testing it out in Chicago. So basically on the Uber app, you can order a taxi just like you order an Uber. And it says it will apply to nearly all of their 2,800 licensed taxi drivers. So they have 2,800 taxi drivers in Chicago.
Wow.
And almost all of them will be a part of this. So I don't know, what the difference will be. I don't think it'll be any difference in price or anything. But
Maybe less rides
maybe
for that for Uber drivers.
It says the Uber apps will provide them with the upfront UberX pricing, just like it does if you're ordering, a regular Uber car. So for the rider, it's going to be pretty seamless, except you'll be riding in a taxi instead of somebody's individual, personal car, I guess. But I guess maybe it's a way to appease the taxi drivers a little bit, let them in on the action, maybe.
Yeah. I mean, first of all, was anyone shocked that there's 2,800 still taxi drivers in Chicago? 2,800 drivers. And second of all, they're going to be real shocked when they see the fucking price they're getting paid for some of these rides if they're used to being a taxi person.
Well, it says they can get rated too. And
well, yeah, it's probably just they can do taxi stuff or they can do Uber. That's, I don't know. I mean, it's probably just
it'd be interesting to see how it's set up.
Yeah. I didn't really read the article, but
it doesn't explain exactly like how they would get, if they're going to get paid what they would get paid through Uber like we would, or if the taxi company kicks in some as well and they get paid.
Oh,
more.
that's a good point.
It doesn't explain exactly.
Well, I think they would get the pricing from Uber.
That's what I would think as well.
Yeah, they rent the taxi like by day, I believe, or by week, and then they pay for it. So whatever they, collect from people, like that's theirs.
Yeah.
But what he's saying is he wonders if they're going to be supplemented on top of what the fare they would get from Uber instead of just the Uber fare.
I mean, I doubt it because
if
it says, you're going to see that front pricing, sounds like they're still going to be paying the same rate. So that money I don't think the taxi company is going to kick that in just to their,
Well, I mean, look at it. I'm surprised Chicago hasn't gone to this. I mean, look at New York and, the minimum wage in Seattle and then California. I'm surprised Chicago hasn't done any of this. But that's why I feel like it has to be like they got to have some better deal than what we would get. There's got to be something else out there, but we probably won't know. It's probably like behind the scenes kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But
there's probably just more access to rides.
Yeah, that's true. It's a win for Uber because if they get more people on the street.
Sure.
To get the drives. So.
Okay.
Well, good for them. Moving on, Gabe, there's not much to talk about this one, but an Aussie
It's my favorite.
Uber Eats delivery goes viral. Man on
a horse, he delivers Uber Eats on a horse.
It's so short, and I'll play it. We'll probably get demonetized because there's a damn song in it, but I don't give a fuck. Where is it? 6 seconds. Here we go.
Till I can't no more. Hat down, cross town, living like a rock star, spend the life.
That's it. If you're listening, it's just a guy on a horse. He's got a helmet on, and he's got a camera that goes off his helmet in front, so he's clearly doing.
And he's got a hot bag strapped to his back.
This brings so much attention and publicity for Uber, and what do? They kick him off the app.
Yep, they kick him on it. They said this ain't Texas.
Yeah.
They did. I didn't read the article. They did kick
Yeah.
him off the app.
Yeah. As soon as they saw the video, they kicked him off the
Oh,
app.
that lady got that guy fired.
Yeah, and that's what everyone was saying. I don't care if my food comes cold, as long as somebody comes and delivers it on a horse.
Exactly.
Right?
People love it. And like I said, so much publicity for them. They just shoot themselves in the foot when they do this. I don't understand it.
Like honestly, what I don't see people can deliver food on a bike.
On a bike or a scooter, what's the difference?
He's got your food's in a hot bag.
Yeah.
Like he's
It's
safe.
probably the health thing with like being an animal. Is the problem.
That horse is probably cleaner most of the delivery drivers.
Yeah. Yeah, that's so true. Well, that's a good joke. Oh,
Like the biggest complaint is what? The horse shit in my driveway? Like
yeah.
That is true. Like and I don't know why. I mean, it looked like a relatively busy area he was in.
Yeah,
Why
like he was like in a downtown.
Yeah, like this. I can't even believe he was actually an active driver. I thought it would have more like been a bit, but I mean, how does that even? That does. I think he's probably just doing it for the gram. He's probably doing it for content creating because that's not very efficient. You're probably faster on foot.
Yeah.
Well, that's what, and a lot of TikTok people have said that he needs, because he had he responded to them. He had a video, if you scroll down further, and somebody was like, to be fair, Uber should pay you for the free advertisement because it was pretty big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A bunch of views.
They did they not say why they deactivated?
It said there is no horsing around when it comes to safety on the platform. A spokesperson told the news, we hold them to a higher safety standard here, and it's against our policy to make deliveries via horseback.
I mean, it technically is. It's not part. You can't like click horse.
It says we're aware which neighborhood this took place in this ain't Texas. It's Paddington.
God.
Oh my gosh. Oh,
yeah,
goodness.
the fair Uber should pay you for the free advertisement. What he should do is try to work on getting like some sort of Super Bowl ad for next year. Like, how can we work this into a Super Bowl ad? Like, I know, like, we won't deliver your stuff on a horse like this guy, or something. I don't know. I'm not a marketing guy, but
yeah.
Beyonce's
new song playing in the background.
Was that what it is?
Yeah.
Beyonce, yeah, she's country now. She's got
that's not the one that's popular right now.
No.
I was gonna say,
her new song that she's got out is
Texas Hold'em.
Texas Hold'em.
Yeah, but that wasn't Texas Hold'em.
Not in that commercial, no.
Okay, good.
But in the Super Bowl ad, it should be.
Oh, in the Super Bowl ad, yeah. Okay, good. Like that, I know that song. That was a different song. That was like a remix of something else, but
for sure.
All right, we're gonna skip that ad spot. Larry, how are rideshare drivers managing safety and the dangers of a New Orleans streets?
Yeah, so as most people know, New Orleans is a pretty dangerous town with a pretty big amount of crime. They just interviewed some of the people who drive there and some of the ways they try to stay safe. They talk about always having a backup plan. Some of them say, I never will parallel park anywhere. I know even me at night, I'm not pulling in a driveway if it's probably after, 10, 11 o'clock, I'm going to park on the street. They're going to walk out because I'm not going to get caught. You pull up in the wrong driveway because we all know the GPS is not always 100% accurate. I don't want to be sitting in somebody's driveway at 2 o'clock in the morning and wake up, come out and meet me with the business end of a double barrel shotgun.
Or that super sweet gun that old man had.
Exactly, man. That was super sweet. And, so yeah, they just talk about how dangerous it is in New Orleans. They've had, I think, 3 Uber drivers killed there since 2022. Last year they had a really bad run of carjackings. Said they've fallen a little bit, but this year, just since March, there's been at least eight rideshare drivers who've been carjacked by passengers in New Orleans. So, it gives me an appreciation of how relatively safe it is here in Bowling Green compared to some of these bigger cities. I don't know. I guess if you grow up there, you're just kind of used to it. It's kind of just the way it is. But I don't even like working too much in Nashville anymore. It's compared to Bowling Green just because it's getting more dangerous.
It's same over here in Detroit.
But it's one of those things we always have to have it in the back of your mind. You always have to have situational awareness, know what's going on, have a dash cam. have things in your car you can use as a weapon if you have to, within reach, and make sure you can try to always park where you have an escape route. So don't pull up too close behind somebody else's car. Give yourself room to go around it if you have to. Just things like that. Just things if you think about could save your butt someday.
Yeah. Do you often wonder, though? I know that there are areas that are bad. There's no doubt about it. But I always think about, too, it might be just we're not familiar with the area, so we feel like it's bad. You know what I mean?
Especially if you're somewhere you don't know for sure. Yeah, I'm sure there's places here that people from out of town might come to Bowling Green and think it's, it seems like a real bad area. I'm like, I'm in that area all the time.
Well, yeah, even if I went to Ann Arbor, I don't know the area. I would feel overwhelmed. I would.
Yeah, you don't know how to get out. You don't know the escape routes. You don't know the shortcuts to take. Where are known bad spots to hang out, where there's a lot of crime. You don't know all that stuff if you're not local.
I used to say there's not really a bad spot, but I will tell you over the last 2 weeks, somebody went into 7-Eleven downtown with a knife. Somebody was shot a different day. So, it can happen anywhere. Hell, we had a lady at Kroger with a machete, in the grocery store. So
she wasn't cutting up cantaloupe, huh?
No, she's like in the liquor aisle. This guy, he's recording, and she's like, whoa, you just hear all these bottles crashing on the ground. And she comes up and she's like, tell Jesus something. And then her face is painted white and she's got this machete. She just walks by him and she's twirling it. And I'm like,
did the cops shoot her ass or not?
No, they detained her, but yeah, she was having a little fun in the store, I guess.
Yeah, machetes and liquor, man, two great things that go great together.
As soon as you said she was in the liquor aisle, I'm like, shocker, she was in the liquor aisle,
breaking all the liquor bottles.
Jeez Louise. So I'm gonna skip the mine and we'll just jump to Gabe's and then wrap it up because mine's boring anyways, but. This is I don't know about this one.
I'm confused.
I'm very confused.
Uber Pet is supposed to not cost anything extra. That's how it was explained. We don't make more on Uber Pet rides.
Yeah, we do.
I don't. It's the same as an Uber X.
No,
in my area.
Really?
Is it
we
different?
Make more, and the customer needs to pay.
Oh yeah, I haven't seen a change or difference.
Really? I don't even. I think I've taken one, but it was definitely more.
Yeah, there wouldn't be any reason to differentiate.
Yeah, I don't take Uber X a lot, so
yeah, exactly. You don't know. You're used to those higher prices anyway.
On comfort, I guess. Yeah.
No, we don't have none of that stuff here. We don't, no Uber Pet, no comfort.
But it's a black car, so they have the black car fund.
Doesn't mean it's a black car. It just means they have a fund for it.
Right.
So why are you paying for it then?
It just says the Uber X was about 12. This is off Reddit. Was about $12 and the Uber Pet was 13. I noticed afterwards I was charged 20 in total. I wanted to contact support at first because I thought the extra 7 was for my wait time because my driver arrived at my pickup spot and then drove around the block again and then picked me up. So it's basically like $1.49 wait time, $4 Uber Pet fee, 14-cent benefit surcharge. These customers are like, look at all this fucking shit I got to pay for now for a ride.
Yeah.
And then the New York State Black Car Fund and then sales tax. So
I wonder, is the benefit, is that because they have that pay in New York?
Yeah, it's the minimum wage.
Okay.
Yeah. Like if in California they have AB5 and it's the same way, you get charged, if it's DoorDash or whatever, you get charged a fee to. Did they actually think the companies were going to spend the money on all these benefits for drivers? No, fuck no. They're going to make the customers pay for it, which in general, that's how business is anyways, right? Like we were looking at getting a fence in and he's like, hey, these lumber prices are good for 1 month, but after that, they're not good anymore because it fluctuates and I got to pass the price on to you. I mean, I'm not going to pay $2 extra for a 4x4. I mean, I'm sorry, you're going to have to pay it, which is totally fine. I mean, I wouldn't expect him to eat it.
Right.
You know what I mean? But yeah, I don't know. The Uber Pet thing, like I said, I mean, maybe Gabe's right, but I was pretty sure you got paid a little bit more when it first came out. Now, I couldn't tell you where to find that information because it was so long ago.
I'm gonna pull up Uber.
I was gonna say, I was like, do you get paid more?
It says
for-
Uber pet rides typically cost an additional $6 to $7 pet fee per trip on top of the standard fare. Well, that's from Ridester. That's not the official.
Okay,
name.
yeah, it does. Because right now I picked a spot and it's an Uber X is 24 and an Uber Pet's 31.
Yeah.
Oh, did you just get on the app?
Yeah.
Oh, that was probably smarter to do that way than me Googling it.
Hey, that's why we had to bring in the big guns tonight.
I know. Someone that knows what the fuck they're doing. So how much more was it? Like $5?
$7.
$7? Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't even really have that much interest in Uber Pet. Like, I don't know why I even had it on that night that I got that one. Because I mean,
pick up the surge.
Well, yeah, that's true. You can pick up the surge that way and then turn it off. I know Chris does it. You know, we haven't heard from a while either. It's Chris.
Yeah, he's been quiet.
He has been quiet. I don't know what's up with him either. So we might have to tag these motherfuckers in the Telegram chat. But
get things stirred up.
But anyways, yeah. If you're a new driver, I really don't see much benefit. Why you would take Uber Pet. I mean, it's not really worth that much more money, and you might have to get a big smelly husky. So,
and you stop, vacuum out your car.
Yeah, we know Larry's got the dead person tarp, so he just gets that out. So.
Exactly, just throw it in there.
All right, my friends. Well, this is a good show. Thank you for all the comments in the chat. Really appreciate it.
A lot of people in the chat tonight.
Yeah,
love it.
Really makes the show much better. And really appreciate it. So next week, I don't know, episode 191, normal show. We'll probably do a Patreon since it's the last Wednesday in April, I think, right? Next Wednesday? God, it's going fast.
It is the last one.
Yeah. Yeah, because the following is May 1st.
Yes, it is.
Ooh, there's 5 Wednesdays in May.
Yes.
Ooh.
You're gonna have to do something special.
I don't know, maybe bring you on twice.
He's like, I can handle that.
He's like, I will think about that. We'll
Yeah.
think about it.
I have to renegotiate his contract here, I think.
That was an awkward pause. This is what here. This
bonus pay.
I have to give you shit.
This is when I said that. This is what Gabe thought in his head. I don't give a shit. Gilbert Godfrey there. So.
Oh yeah.
Anyways, guys, have a great night, and as always, don't put up with anyone's bullshit.
And we will see you on the road.
Good night.
Good night.
Night.
Smash that like. Traveler, you're supposed to drop that at the beginning of the show.